Hello everyone, and welcome back to Optimize FPL. We missed the last couple weeks, so we missed looking back at Game Week 16, we missed what we were going to bring in for Game Week 17, and we missed what happened in Game Week 17, which was a lot. A lot of COVID stuff going on, a lot of stuff that we have to keep in mind for the games coming up this weekend, which a lot of cancellations. 5 games have been postponed this weekend, so it's been a lot. It's been a lot of hectic stuff, a lot of quick turnarounds that I haven't been able to keep up with just because of school. I just finished my last exam, so I'll be doing a lot more consistent content into the new year with FPL. But with that said, let's take a look at Game Week 16. So when we're looking at Game Week 16, we're looking at Ramsdale doing really well in the Arsenal game. He ended up keeping a clean sheet and getting some bonus points. In this game week, they did really well against Southampton, keeping a clean sheet. He did really well, got a lot of bonus points for saves. Just all around it was a very good performance from Arsenal. 3-0, very good time for them. Smith Rowe, I don't think got in the action at all. I don't think he ended up playing the game, which is a bit disappointing. I think he was having an injury back then, but we'll talk about him in the future and what happened in Game Week 17 with him. But yeah, in the Chelsea game, it was a bit ridiculous. Rudiger getting 2 assists, that was unreal. Same, but with James getting 0 points, very disappointing. If he needs another yellow card, he's going to be suspended, which is very worrying. So we had to keep an eye out on him. In the Liverpool game, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Salah always doing what they do best, scoring goals and assisting. Did very well in that game against Aston Villa. It was a 1-0 win. But yeah, Salah got the goal, and Trent, I guess, still got all 3 bonus points for some reason. So I don't know. I guess he must have been doing a lot of crossing that game. Everybody else was pretty decent. Cancelo keeping a clean sheet, which was nice, getting some bonus points, and then Ronaldo scoring in his game that we had him in. Unfortunately, this was the only game week we got to keep Ronaldo. As we'll look into the next game week, I did take a -4 in this game week actually. I think I brought in Ronaldo, in King, and in Bowen this week, if I do remember correctly. Let me look back quickly. Yeah, I brought in Ronaldo for Kane, I brought in King for Tony, and I brought in Bowen for Rafinha. That was this game week. So that was a -4, brought in 3 players. Next game week, we only made one change, and unfortunately we had to take Ronaldo out instantly because their game was postponed against Brighton. King's game against Burnley also ended up getting cancelled, and Cancelo had a yellow card pile up, so he had to miss the game week, which was very unfortunate because I'm sure we could have used his points against Leeds. Leeds absolutely got smashed by Manchester City, so it would have been nice to have him. Looking at the game week overall, though, it was decent. James got an assist in his game, but no clean sheet again, which was very disappointing. Livramento and Southampton getting absolutely smashed by a couple goals. I can't remember who they played, actually, now that I think about it. They played Crystal Palace. They conceded in the first minute. I was watching the game, and I just kind of stopped paying attention after they conceded, which was really disappointing. But the Liverpool game was absolutely perfect for us. They were playing Newcastle, and although Newcastle scored the first goal, every single one of our FPL assets scored that game. Salah got a goal, Jota got a goal, and Trent Alexander got a goal. So that was very nice for us. I think Trent got all 3 bonus points. I think Salah maybe got 1 bonus point, which was nice. And then Smith Rowe coming off the bench in his game against West Ham and scoring a goal was absolutely fantastic. I was very happy about that, considering he was the first player off my bench. He was coming on for Cancelo no matter what, because I knew that he was not going to play because he had the pile up of yellow cards. So it was nice to see Smith Rowe get out there and score a goal. It was very nice to see. Ramsdale keeping the clean sheet in that game against West Ham. Very good to see. A bit disappointing for our West Ham assets that didn't end up doing anything this game week. And the week before, it's a bit concerning to have them as assets, but we'll talk about them in a few moments here. Yeah, overall, very good game week. I'm very happy I brought in Watkins as well. Got a goal and an assist in his game on the Friday against Brentford, I believe. What a game for him. Good way to start with the team. Sorry, it's actually against Norwich, but yeah, we don't something we're surprised by. Norwich are a very poor side, and we're definitely targeting them for most of the season. So now let's look at the team that we're going to be picking. I've already made 2 transfers for this team because if not, we would be playing Brownhill, and that's not something I want to be playing every week. So this is what the team is set up to look like right now. I've brought in Davies and Foden. I took out Livramento, and I took out Bowen. I didn't want to take out West Ham assets, but you can only do so much when your team only has 10 players playing. And I thought that Foden would be a great addition to the team, especially after last week against Leeds. You saw how Man City just absolutely tore them apart. Newcastle, probably going to be the same thing. We saw how Liverpool played against them. They played absolutely fantastic, and I just see them getting lots of goals. And Davies is more of a hedge. If nobody on Liverpool decides to score against Tottenham, which I don't think is likely, but I think could happen, Davies will be like a little hedge. He'll get a clean sheet. So if Salah and Jota don't do well this game week, we still have Davies to fall back on. And if somebody doesn't play, like I am a little bit worried that Davies might actually not play because there's rumors that he had COVID. We have Brownhill on the bench to bring in. I know taking a 4-point hit might not have been the best decision this game week, but with all the COVID news and all the stuff going on, I think it just had to happen. So yeah, if we look at the team, I think we're looking good with Man City assets now. I really did want Foden in eventually, so it's probably good to have him in. The plan in the future might be to get Smith Rowe up to Son and then maybe bring James out for Reguilon is the plan in the future because James does have that yellow card pileup that I was talking about. And Chelsea's defense has just not been that amazing without Kante and Kovacic. They're really missing that midfield core to keep them having clean sheets. So the double up on Chelsea definitely something I need to get rid of, especially with their hard upcoming game weeks. Like Wolves is not too bad, but we look at the next couple of fixtures coming up. If we look at the next coming fixtures coming up, they got Aston Villa, which is not too bad but not amazing. Brighton, they're a pretty decent team to like defensively. I'm not sure how well they'll do going forward, so that could be a clean sheet there. Then they have Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, none and none. So after that Brighton fixture, there's absolutely no reason to keep any Chelsea defenders, let alone two. So Rudiger might be somebody I keep on to just because I have some value in him, but James absolutely probably going to have to go. Unfortunately, probably for Reguilon because Tottenham's fixtures do actually look quite nice after this Liverpool game. They do have the Chelsea game on the 23rd, but they have Crystal Palace, Southampton, Watford. Arsenal not great, but then they have Southampton, Wolves. They just got decent fixtures, not amazing, but not too bad. I think they could do well in the next like 4 or 5 here. So I'm thinking bringing Son for those games is pretty decent. I think just staying away from premium forwards is definitely the way forward from now on. Like people like Kane and Lukaku and even Ronaldo have been a bit disappointing this year, and just having them in the team is just not worth it. They're just too expensive for how much you're getting from them. So the only other games I really want to talk about is the Arsenal Leeds game. I'm looking forward to that one. I think Leeds, they did really poorly without Bamford, and I think they're going to do pretty poorly again. I'm hoping that Smith Rowe can start that game for Arsenal. I'm hoping that I hate that Arsenal do well because I'm a Tottenham fan and I don't want Arsenal to do well, but I also need Arsenal to do well for my fantasy Premier League because they are, like, I have to use the logic and not my heart to say that they are a good team and they are going to do well eventually, so that I have to bring them in, especially against weak teams. But I always do love an upset, so if there ever is a time, I guess now is the time, because everyone this week is going to have a bad week, so if I'm going to have a bad week, then it's not too bad in comparison, because I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of struggles getting 11 people on the pitch, so the fact I've got 11 and even a bench option is pretty impressive in my opinion, considering how unfortunate it's been that 5 games have been canceled. Half of the games have been canceled. Half of the teams are not playing, and I still somehow can put out a full 11 and have a bench option for only a -4. The predicted score this week is not very high. I think it's like 60 points. The last 2 weeks we have beaten the predicted score by only like 1 or 2 points. We've gone up to 21K overall, which is very nice, out of 8.8 million. I know like 2.5 of them are not active players. That means they haven't made a transfer in the last 5 game weeks, but I think we can still do it. I also want to just quickly show the leagues and cups, just to show how we're doing in this, because we have actually won the first 2 in the overall cup. First week, we pretty easily 65 points because I took the -4, so 69 down to 65. If you look at the team we played against, they were a pretty weak team. Doesn't seem like they had been playing. They had still Calvert-Lewin and Phillips. They had Shaw as well, Kufal. Like they just didn't have. Like I know Kufal did end up playing that game, but he'd been injured for so long that I don't think he's clearly not an active manager. So not too impressive of a win there. Last week 71-47, also not that impressive of a win. If you look at his team, half the team had COVID or their teams were delayed because of COVID. So again, another team that I don't think is very impressive to beat. This week coming up, they are an active manager. They have been making transfers, as you can see here. They've transfers made. 1 transfer in game week 16, 2 transfers in week 14. They've been making transfers. They did let one roll here. I guess they decided that it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough necessity to move them. But yeah, as you can see by their overall rank, they're not doing so hot this year. If we look at their team. So yeah, if we take a look at their team here, it is not looking great for next week. The Leeds game is on, so Dallas will be playing. All the Chelsea players will be playing, but the Crystal Palace game is off, so Gallagher's out. The Leeds game the Leicester game, sorry, is off, so Vardy's out. West Ham out. Dennis from Watford out. Townsend, Everton out. Manchester United out. Son could be back. He very well could be back, but I'm a little bit worried. He was in training, so I think he probably will play, but he did have COVID, so there might be a chance that he does sit out this game, maybe comes on 70th minute. So, yeah, I don't see too much of a problem here, so I think I can get to the next round. I know the cups are not that important or even that interesting, but I just think it's kind of fun to do well in them. Hopefully we can do well, and yeah, that's everything. Thank you all for watching. Please feel free to leave any comments or anything down below about your team or my team. Yeah, if you have any questions about it, I can hopefully help you out by sending some advice. And yeah, I hope everyone does well. I hope everyone finds a way to get 11 people onto the pitch. I know this COVID stuff's been absolutely insane recently, but hopefully it gets better, or maybe there's even an indefinite suspension in the league, maybe until the next year, so they can get it under control for the rest of the season. That'd be nice, because I don't really want to go through another closure of the games and nobody's playing. That'd be terrible. That's just is not something that anyone would be looking forward to. So hopefully they can figure something out with this COVID stuff and keep the games rolling without endangering the players. Yeah, good luck everybody this week, and cheers everyone. Have a good one.